Couple. I'm Jamie.
And I'm Chris.
And have you ever heard the urban legend about a library that sinks because the architect did not take into account the weight of the books when building it?
No.
No, you
No,
haven't?
I have
Okay.
not.
Maybe one of our 3 listeners has heard of this legend. So it was always said that the library at Indiana University sank into the ground 1 inch every year because when the architect built it, he did not take into account the weight of the books that would be going in the library. So it was one of those things, like I always heard, that the library would sink every 1 inch every year. Because then you think, how will you get into the library?
Is it true?
No, it's not true. But they didn't figure out that it wasn't true until 2019.
And when did this myth come out?
I don't know.
When did people start talking about it?
I've heard it for God knows how long.
You know, it's slightly ringing a bell, but I can't say that I've heard of it for sure. So,
but yeah, it's not true.
I mean, it's so
but it's
scientifically provable, right? I mean, you could just measure. You could figure it out in 1 year, maybe even half a year. You know, if it moves half an inch, you could say that, okay, that sounds valid.
Yeah, but I mean, that means you would actually have to pay attention and remember to check.
This is out of university, though, right?
Yeah, Indiana University.
Well, study. Study the building.
I'm sure they have other things to study.
They don't have architecture there, I guess.
Who knows?
Yeah.
You know what? They should have sent some Jefferson students.
Yeah, Jefferson's East Falls. Yep.
But yeah. So that's my fun fact, or my debunking.
Okay.
Because it's not really a fun fact, but it's a debunking of a myth.
I just can't believe that
legend.
People believed it.
Well, I mean, I feel like it would be true if the architect did actually not account for the weight of the books when pouring the foundation or whatever.
I don't
listen,
know.
I'm not
an architect.
know
enough about this to
say
either. Yes or no.
But I feel like it's one of those things that sounds plausible.
It just sounds like something somebody made up. It has to be. Well, I mean, obviously
it is.
Yeah, obviously it is at this point. But if somebody brought this up and a lot of people were concerned about it, they would have figured out that it was false very quickly.
Okay, well, remember what I said about people swallowing 8 spiders in their sleep?
That's true.
You know what I mean? People hear this and they just run with it.
I get it. So we got a fun little agenda for today.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
So I like to think that, we have a great relationship. I don't know what you think about it.
I mean, you're okay.
Yeah. So, you know what? Why not look at some other people's situations?
And give our own advice.
Yeah, give some advice, maybe judge some people. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, I love judging people.
So, I love looking through Reddit and a few specific subreddits that just happen to be entertaining, which usually it's people asking about their life problems, but sometimes it's entertaining to read what's going on.
It's baffling sometimes to see what some people write about or complain about, and you're just like, what were you thinking?
Yeah, so I have 3 different posts that I found on relationship advice, which is people seeking advice in their relationships. And the first one's pretty tame, and then the next few get to be a little more interesting.
And I didn't pull mine from Reddit. On Facebook, I am part of a drama group or something where it's people just post absolutely ridiculous stuff that they have seen in the wild. And I always enjoy reading it because it's mind-boggling sometimes. So that is where I pulled mine. Now, some of mine are reposted from Reddit, not all of them. So we'll see what happens.
I don't think we're going to have the same ones, but
I'm trying to think how many I have.
I have 3. And I feel like we could talk about these for, a good little section here.
I have 5 or 6, but we don't have to go through all of them. Let me tell you.
I think that this is going to be a thing that we do every once in a while.
Kind of like a
And
coffee talk.
kind of like a coffee talk, but I don't know. I find this so entertaining and fun. So we'll see.
We also like we watch there's this one YouTube channel, and sometimes what they'll do is they'll come up with a couple of the relationship advices or the am I the assholes out of Reddit and just read and react. It's so interesting to watch.
Yeah.
So, all right. Hit me with your first one.
So this first one, like I said, this is pretty tame. We might be able to give some actual advice. We might not. And I don't honestly, I read like the first half of it and then I just skipped on to another one, but I snagged this one. So there might be a surprise in there that I'm not expecting.
Also, mine are not specifically like asking for advice. It's more like some people are just complaining or like bringing up ridiculous things that I have thoughts on.
Yeah, you know what? I think that okay. Anyway, let's just
do it.
hop into the first one. My partner, 23 male, does not like having fun with me. 21 male. Ooh, this is a spicy situation here. Me and my partner have been together a little over 2 years, and ever since about a year ago, he has no interest in having fun with me.
Now, hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt. Is having fun in quotes?
No.
So like
I don't think that this is like having fun.
I want you to understand I'm specifically picturing like the one being like, let's go to a water park, and he's like, oh, I hate water parks. I don't want to go. That is what I'm picturing right now.
I think this is what this is going to turn out to be.
That's so sad.
All right. I am a very adventurous person and like to go out and do things like attractions, in parentheses. We live near Atlanta, so there's plenty of things we could do. This is something that I consider important to my mental health because it's what relieves stress for me. My partner presents himself as a homebody to me, but only me. When we share an off day, he wants to spend it all day in bed with me. That gets very boring for me. I have trouble getting him to do small things like running to the store and going out to eat. He'd rather order food in. But when it comes to his friends, he makes time to do those things. He goes out for drinks and stuff with them and is planning an aquarium trip with them this coming weekend, despite me asking him to go to the aquarium with me, and he just said, maybe. What is bugging me is that he takes initiative to make plans with his friends to do fun stuff and makes memories, but when I want to do fun stuff, he is either too tired or just doesn't want to go out. So I'm fed up. Yes, I could just go to the aquarium with my friends, but I crave adventure and outings in my relationship, and that's how I make memories with him. And they are asking, is there anything that they can do?
Yeah, find a different... Well, first of all, so this makes my heart hurt.
So, like, yeah, this...
That makes me so sad.
I'm sure there's a lot of other people that deal with this situation other than these two. But, yeah, the whole aquarium thing is so sad.
It's so sad.
It's exactly what you just said.
It is. Oh, my gosh.
Poor guy.
I feel so bad for him. Well, so my first question for that is his partner comfortable going out in public with him? I know they've been together for 2 years, but being, I don't know, like...
I didn't think of that viewpoint.
So that's my only thought. Does he not want to go out and do things because he's not comfortable being in public and sharing that side of himself? And I mean, either way, I feel like it would constitute a serious like, bruh, like, are you depressed? Do you not like me? Am I embarrassing you?
Yeah. I mean, I could see this with, any couple though. So take the stigma away. What else can we suggest? So
boy, bye.
Well, I was going to say, I think that this happens sometimes with me and you, not to this extreme. And I do like going out eventually, but I feel like, you start to like try and set things up because you want to go out and do things where I'm just like, I guess I'll do it. But then when we go do it, I have fun.
Well, and so for us, it's the same, but it's different. you'll always be like, oh, we should go do this, or we should like go play disc golf or whatever. And I'm just like, yeah. But like and you do the same thing when I'm like, oh, like let's go like have game night or have dinner with friends. You're always like, yeah. In both scenarios, when we do finally go, whoever was like, yeah, like actually has fun. But it's just like getting out of your shell and like putting yourself out there to do it. And I feel like that's not what this is.
It sounds like, person A, the problematic person is just not interested in spending time with their partner.
It literally sounds like a cat and a dog in a relationship.
Oh, I feel bad because I can just
so bad.
Like, I can't imagine you asking me to go to the aquarium and just do your sad face when I'm just like, eh.
I would be so sad.
Yeah. To me, that sounds like a compatibility issue.
That sounds like a boy, bye. I'm going to find someone who wants to spend time with me.
I can say that there's some times where I don't want to do things, but I do them anyway just because I know they'll make you happy.
Well, and I know there are definitely, so it also sounds like this is a regular thing. It doesn't sound like this is like, I'm not feeling it this week. I'm tired. Like, let's do something next week.
Well, I think,
you know what I mean?
When you're at the point of posting something like this on Reddit, I'm sure it's a pretty common thing.
Yeah, and at that point, you gotta have more self-respect and just be like, listen, I'm gonna go live my life, and you're holding me back. So,
I mean, I think that in any relationship, it's worth a conversation if they're open to having it.
Oh yeah,
but I think that eventually it's gonna lead to a breakup anyway.
Oh yeah, no, there's. If the one does not want to put in the effort, not worth it.
So
find someone who wants to take you to the aquarium and can't say no to your sad face.
That's so sad still. Anyway.
I I feel so bad for him.
Yeah. So how would you like to continue on? Would you like me to do mine and then you do yours, or do you want to go one after?
Well, I want to read you the one that I have because I half read it to you, and you're
okay.
like, oh, wait.
Yeah.
So this was in a Facebook group that I'm part of, and someone like got kicked out of a group for their comment. But this was the original post.
Okay.
Which I thought was something else. All right, so it says, my ex had me buy my engagement ring on my own credit card, wrap it myself to put under the tree for Christmas, and then when Christmas came, literally handed to me and said, here. His fourth wife got a better proposal. He asked at the dinner after the funeral of the man she had been separated from. Fourth wife. She is now wife number 5.
I just can't believe we're not seeing any red flags here already.
Well, like, so
is the story over?
That is literally it. I couldn't believe that. First of all, him proposing after a funeral, like.
Yeah, let's just think about this guy for a minute.
Like, okay, so his fourth wife, he has gotten married and divorced 3 times.
I'm not going to judge, but it seems like you need to spend a little more time getting to know somebody before you start popping those rings out.
His fourth wife, he and her were dating. Her, I guess, previous husband or whatever, whoever she was separated from.
You're adding a lot of specific details here that weren't laid out in that post. Well,
so I'm thinking. So because it said the man she was separated from. So I'm assuming
okay.
The man she was separated from. So I'm assuming she was married or something was going on. She separated from this man, started dating the man in question. The man she was separated from died. They both went to the funeral.
Which means they both know him, most likely. Why would he go?
Well, he might go as like as support for her.
Oh, yeah, I guess he just wanted to propose at the dinner.
But that's the thing, you propose at the dinner after the funeral. For your, like that blows my mind.
That to me is like...
No,
That is a kick in the dick to the guy that's in the ground.
It is. No, but you know what's worse? She said yes. Because they got married and then divorced again because now he's proposing to someone else.
Yeah, which makes me think, how many times was she married?
I don't know.
It sounds like these people are all pros at getting married and divorced.
Let me tell you, that divorce lawyer is probably raking it in.
Yeah. Like that guy, this guy that she's about to get married to, did she say yes to the it doesn't say.
It doesn't say, but the comment that got the woman kicked out of the group and everything, the comment she put was, where'd it go? So you didn't think that after 4 wives that maybe there was something wrong with him.
Or the fact that you were even thinking about getting married and he just doesn't care enough to even get you a ring. He makes you buy it. He makes you wrap it. And it's just, how many red flags have to hit you in the face until you realize, wow, this guy fucking sucks.
Well, if you told me I had to buy my own engagement ring, no, I don't care if it's my first or my 5th husband. I'm not buying my own engagement ring. But I feel like, honestly, at that point, you should just be like, listen, if you want me to buy my own engagement ring, this isn't going to work out.
I can't even fathom in my head how this happens, but yeah.
So that's what I wanted to share with you, because that blew my mind.
This just reminds me of that guy that we bought the lawnmower off of the other weekend. Did I tell you about him?
Yeah, you told me how
he's just So side story. Me and my dad went and picked up a lawnmower the other day, and this guy, he looked like he was single at his house. And then he just randomly mentioned that his ex-wife got this other tractor that's sitting in the lawn, and he was trying to sell us that. And then he's just like, yeah, she lives with me, but we're split up. And then he was telling me how he went on some dates in Philly the other night. And then another story, he was like, oh yeah, my ex's boyfriend comes over all the time. And I'm just like, this is so confusing.
I feel like that's...
How did I learn all this just from a lawnmower sale?
One simple transaction.
Yeah, it went from, hey, I'm going to come pick up the mower to, now I know this guy's extensive dating history and, his relationship history, and that he's afraid that his ex's boyfriend is going to get attacked by a mountain lion. And yeah, it's just...
I don't know where that mountain lion thing came in.
Oh, he lived in super, super Hickville, in Jersey. They
have mountain lions in Jersey?
Supposedly.
Learn something new every day.
All right.
What else you got? I know mine wasn't really a relationship advice thing, but...
So, here's another one from relationship advice. I don't know if I'm supposed to say, who wrote them, but... The first one that I read was by Embarrassed Pitch 4437, and this one is by Sun 1337. All these are fake accounts anyway, though.
They're all probably throwaways.
Yeah, people throw away accounts for this stuff. All right, my male 32 girlfriend, female 29, exposed her breasts at a party, and now I have trust issues. Hold on. It gets better. Just
please tell me it was a family Christmas party or something.
No, it's not.
Okay, bring it. Let's go.
My girlfriend and I have been dating for a year and a half. We were randomly chatting and somehow got talking about her holiday she went on 5 months into our relationship. She told me how her friends and her, mixture of both males and females, were partying and playing a drinking game. They had to perform the dare on the cards or drink. Some people were taking off clothes to their underwear as part of the dares. Others had sexual dares, which already made me uncomfortable. My girlfriend had gotten a dare to expose her breasts, so she went out onto the balcony and did so. She claimed it was dark, so no one else saw. However, I feel uncomfortable about this. I personally wasn't happy this was the situation, as we're in a relationship and she could have drank or do a non-sexual dare. I felt some sort of trust was broken and would be worried about other things she could have done while partying. Side note, not this is not the post, this is me talking. I didn't realize that this was, I thought this meant, I thought that the original post when I read this said this was 5 months before they were dating. So like that kind of changed. Now this sounds a little more serious, but like before, like it was like I thought it was like he heard a story about his girlfriend from before they were dating, and then he was just like having trust issues. Yeah, not so. I feel some sort of trust was broken, and I'm worried about other things she could have done while partying. Not to mention others getting almost naked. I'm not much of a party goer, so either I might be missing something here. But to me, though, I feel like I lost some trust. And then the too long didn't read is just girlfriend exposed her breasts and took part in a party game.
Okay.
So this changes from what I originally thought it was, because I thought it was
So
funnier.
you didn't think it was a big deal. Now you think.
I didn't think it was a big deal because I thought that they weren't even dating at all.
Okay. But now that you know they're dating, you think this is a big deal.
I don't think it's the end of the world. I think that...
So this is my take. This is the scenario I'm playing in my head.
Okay.
So in my head, I'm seeing they have their whole like little party thing or whatever. She pulls the card. It says flash your boobs. And she says, she's drunk. She says, okay. And it sounds like she went out onto the balcony and like exposed herself. But in my mind, she's just like out on the balcony facing out. It's probably like midnight or 2 a.m. or whatever. They're all drinking. She flashes her like tits and then that's it.
Yeah, the whole balcony thing threw me off.
That's in my mind.
Like, is
that's
that
what
on
I'm
the card?
seeing.
And then also, like...
Doubt it. I mean, not everyone has a balcony.
Yeah, and then also, like, some things that, you know, he was saying, like, that he's not a party goer. And, like, I don't know, like, I guess everybody has their boundaries, right?
Yeah.
So,
but
like, he might think that's terrible, even if she's just exposing herself to the open air and the darkness.
Yeah. Like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, it's 2 a.m. You're not really going to have anyone out anyway.
Obviously, she doesn't think that this is a problem because she told him straight to his face.
Well, my other thought is she a general party goer or is this, you know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like it's not really that big a deal. It's not like she's saying she hooked up with someone while on vacation.
Yeah, I guess he's worried that she's downplaying it and you never know what happened, right? From the guy's perspective, there's just a bunch of uncertainty in his head because he doesn't know and he'll never know, right?
Yeah.
And there are a lot of crappy people that would just lie. Like, the thing that catches me off guard about it is why did she even tell him that? Right? Like, if she was hiding something else, like, why would she even go to say...
You wouldn't. She would just play it off like
She would have just been like, oh, yeah, like, you know, like, why? I don't know. Like, I don't know why this would come up unless it was,
I
you know,
don't know.
she thought it was okay or innocent enough to tell him.
Yeah.
This got a lot more deep and
I
serious.
don't know.
I
don't think it's that big a deal. I think he's overreacting.
You think so? But
yeah,
I don't know.
In my opinion, I think he's overreacting.
As somebody who's had not spouses, a spouse sounds married, right?
Partners?
But partners, I guess, girlfriends that have cheated. I think that, I don't know. This touches a certain place that's, it's kind of rough.
I don't know. Like, yes,
If you've been lied to so seriously before in the past, and then you hear something like that, your mind's going to be constantly churning about, you know, what actually happened.
Yeah, I like, that's fair. I can't put myself in those shoes. I don't have that background.
Yeah.
Or those experiences. So, like, to me, I'm like, it's not a big deal. Yeah, I mean, he'd be like, bruh, like, let's not do that again. But I don't know. To me, it's especially since it was only like what they said it was 5 months into them dating.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That's my thought.
Yeah. I don't know. It definitely changed the vibe of that question though. Cuz like what if the story was this same exact story but it was before they were even dating?
I mean, in that case, it's like, why do you even care?
Yeah. That's why I was going to bring it up cuz I was like what is
What
this
does it
guy?
matter?
Yeah, why does this guy even care at all? Man, maybe I should pre-read my other one.
Well, you should have pre-read it before you even screenshotted it.
I did. If I must have read it wrong though.
All right. Well, I'm going to start with this one. You ready?
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for telling my husband that I can't force my daughter to invite him to her wedding, even when he has contributed towards it? There's no what's it called on this one? No name on this one.
Yeah, I screenshotted my next one and I didn't include the username.
I'm just letting you know.
Too long.
All right. I have a daughter who's 23. Leah. They called her Leah. I met my current husband when she was 16, and she never really saw him as a dad, although he's always been there, which is part of who he is. He values family, and she respects him a lot. He has a son, Justin, who's 27, and there were issues involving some money my stepson inherited from his mother's side of the family. Leah was counting on the fact that Justin would share it, but it didn't happen. This caused a huge...
Hold on. Can we pause there?
Oh, there's a lot to unpack on this one.
I know. Let's just pause there for a second. So, she has a daughter, Leah.
Okay, so you got mom.
And mom's writing the post.
Mom's writing the post.
She has a daughter, Leah, who's 20-something.
Yes.
And then he has a daughter, a son, I mean. Justin, who inherited money from his mom that's not related to this family at all. And she thinks...
And Leah thinks Justin should have shared his inheritance.
But the fact that she even writes that down without saying anything in, like, parentheses or anything saying that, like, I don't think that's right either. Like,
no, I think that's messed up anyway.
It sounds like she even thinks that her daughter was supposed to get money from this situation.
But she's not. Like...
This just sounds like these are two totally separate families.
Yeah. Yes, they're two separate families.
She even says that, you know, she doesn't think that he's, you know, a father figure in her life.
Like, yeah, Leah.
So why would her non-father figure's son, who's not even part of this family?
Yeah, it's like a stepbrother.
I don't know. I guess like.
No, if it's.
No.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say if they all live together.
No, it
for
doesn't
like
matter.
Years and years.
They're
and years,
adults at
maybe,
this point.
Yeah. I just.
They're adults.
That just
She's
sounds
23.
ridiculous.
He's 27.
I just don't like the way that she posted that. Anyway.
Oh.
Let's go.
Okay. Leah was counting on the fact that Justin would share, but it didn't happen. This caused a huge fallout, especially when my husband got involved. Leah claimed that he didn't see her as family and went no contact. Then 2 years later, things started to get better. So, like, there was like a whole, because Justin didn't share,
Mm-hmm.
and the poster's husband got involved. That was like, it was like a whole blowout. Family ruiner.
Yeah, well, you know, it makes sense. So
Okay. So Leah's getting married, and my husband suggested to contribute money towards her wedding as a way to make up for the inheritance money Justin refused to share with her.
that's him being very nice because
Like,
she
I
doesn't
think-
deserve crap from that.
I was going to say, I think that's an absurd reason to contribute money to a wedding. I think you should contribute money to a wedding because that is your family and you want to do so as a gift. It should not be I'm making up for what your stepbrother did that you had no right to in the first place.
Yeah.
Anyway, contribute to make up for the inheritance money Justin refused to share with her. She agreed, but only sent me an invitation. When my husband saw the invitation only had my name on it, we both discovered that Leah did not want him to attend. I felt absolutely devastated, but didn't say a word because it's her wedding. My husband fought with me regarding my stance, and I told him it's her wedding and I can't force her to invite him even when he put money towards it. Is it okay? No. But it's out of my hands and I'm basically just a guest. He didn't like that. He stormed off and then had Justin call to berate me and call me and Leah opportunists who took full advantage of his father. I was heartbroken over that. See,
so I don't think the mom is an asshole for not like I don't like
the poster's not the asshole for her stance.
The guy contributing money thinking that that's going to get him an invite. He just made a terrible assumption there.
That's a bad assumption, but also in my opinion, if you're putting money towards the wedding, you should have some say in the wedding. Like if you and I were paying for the wedding 100% on our own and my dad was like, I want to invite these 12 people from work, I feel like I would have been fully within my rights to be like, I'm not allowing them because I don't want to have to pay for an extra 12 place spots because I'm the one paying for everything. However, like my dad helped us a lot with the wedding.
Yeah,
he paid for a lot. And so it was one of those things like,
I think that this is just a different situation though, because I don't know. It's like,
do you think he was trying to buy an invite to the wedding? I don't think he was trying to buy an invite. I think he automatically assumed he was going to be invited.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
but
I think
like,
the money.
So I think the mom is kind of an asshole by the way that she wrote the post, because it sounds like she expected that her daughter was going to get money from her stepbrother for, it was an inheritance, right? So
it was an inheritance.
So
from
his mom probably died. And he got a bunch of money. Like, why the hell would he split that with anybody? Anyway, if anything, maybe giving some to his dad.
But
maybe.
Anyway.
Yeah.
No, I think that was absurd. I think him giving money to her for her wedding is a kind gesture, but I don't think he should have expected that to buy him like an invite to the wedding.
I mean, it sounds like the daughter kind of had it, played a dick move too.
That's
right?
what I was gonna say. I can see her.
Number one, she is the biggest asshole of the story because she thinks she was entitled to this money. So you know what? Fuck this bitch. I just forgot, my mom listens to this sometimes, but seriously.
But really though,
this girl sucks.
This girl's awful.
Yeah, so she sucks because of that, and then she also sucks because he tried to make, even if it was a gift or whatever, she should have invited him.
I also feel as though that this should not have come out of left field. I feel like if there was some issue there, before sending out invitations, you should have talked to your mother and been like, listen, I am not inviting him to the wedding, so this doesn't, shell shock you.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been nice to know that. Also, I feel like accepting money knowing the fact in your head that you're not going to invite him to the wedding.
That's also fucked up.
Is also another dick move. Because, yeah, that's just, you're really just taking this guy for a ride.
Yeah, no, that is very unfair. I can't blame the poster for her stance because it's not her wedding. She has no control over it. I think the bride in all of this just kind of went off the deep end.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that whole story makes me mad.
I'm sorry. Didn't mean to make you mad,
no,
but
okay.
I know after planning our own wedding, I knew we would have some input.
All right, this next one that I have.
Do you need some time to
No,
proof it?
I'm just going to read it and see what happens.
We're going to pray for the best.
Next time I am going to read through these very in depth,
much more carefully.
Okay. This is a couple. They're both 22, male female, and it is from the female's perspective. The title: My boyfriend brought me a cutting board in bed so I can contribute to dinner while I was sick.
Oh my god.
I love it. It's a power move.
The balls on this man. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
This is a Power move for sure.
It's something.
All right. We are together for a few years. I don't know how good this person's English is, but we'll see. We are together for a few years. I was sick and told my boyfriend I was going to eat some soup instead of cooking together. We cook together every night as quality time. My boyfriend said to me he wanted to go together to the supermarket and that he would make dinner for us. So I went, even though I wasn't feeling well. When we got home, he said he would like to make dinner together. I kind of felt guilty and said, yes, I will try. He kept asking, and I didn't have the energy to have the discussion about it. After a few minutes, I needed to stop. I told my boyfriend, and I went to bed. After a few minutes, he came into the bedroom with a cutting board and a knife. He said he wanted me to cut the vegetables, so I still contributed to the dinner. His reasons were he did not want to do it all alone. And then he also said that if I was not here, you would still have to make dinner for yourself. I told him I did not feel like eating. Did I do wrong by going to bed and cooking while I was feeling sick?
Did you throw the cutting board at him? God, if I were sleeping or not feeling well, said I just wanted some soup and wanted to lay down, and you brought me a fucking cutting board and knife and some carrots and said, hey, contribute to dinner?
I love this story.
Are you kidding me? The balls on this man.
I love this story. I mean, it's just, it's ridiculous.
One of his reasons was, if I weren't here, you'd still have to cook dinner for yourself. No, she probably would skip dinner and just sleep because she feels like shit. Like, what? What?
I know. I don't get what goes through these people's heads. It's so funny. I feel bad, and also there's more to the post, but I didn't actually get it in the screenshot because it was future edits, but it turned out her boyfriend saw the post that she made on Reddit, figured out it was about him, and then he posted that to another subreddit that was it was this person's an asshole or whatever, and literally posted her post, cross posted
to this person's an asshole. And did he get reamed out?
I didn't actually read the comments on that one.
Oh my God, absolutely not.
But he also puts his perspective in there as well.
I don't care what his perspective is. If your significant other is sick and isn't feeling well, soup and going to bed kind of sick, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think next time we do this, instead of taking screenshots, I'm going to send the Reddit links to myself so that way I can actually go through some of the comments, because it would be nice to see them.
Oh my God. I would have chased you out of the freaking house with the cutting board. I
don't know how. This is a bad relationship. This should be a huge red flag to this woman that she needs to get out of this relationship.
My only thought, because you said it didn't seem like her English was perfect.
Well, the only reason I said that was because the first few, the rest of it came together okay, but the first few sentences were
Well, either way, whether English is there or not, it does make me wonder if there's a cultural aspect to it. Because I definitely know there are some cultures where it is expected for the woman to clean the house, make the food and everything. I know they said they cook for quality time and everything, but is it one of those things that they cook together because he wants to spend time with her, but she's really doing most of the cooking?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I understand. I don't think it is. I don't think it's that case.
Well, if it's not, he can fuck off. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. Oh, that makes me so angry for her.
Yeah. I'm just gonna.
Could you imagine?
I'm gonna do a quick Reddit. Yeah, here we go. Here's the post. This was 2 days ago. Let me see what the edits say. Thanks for your advice. Thanks everyone for your advice. Some people think this situation is fake. This also shows me how weird it is how weird it is that he reacted that way. I was kind of confused about what he did, and maybe I was overreacting because I was sick and tired.
I'm sick and tired of his ass.
But it's still a situation to talk and think about. Oh man, she's really trying to salvage this.
I wouldn't.
Uh, the first comment on it is no further comments besides yikes.
Literally, like, think about it. Could you imagine your mom? First of all, your mom does not stop for anything. Could you imagine your mom, like, laying down on the couch or in the bed being like, listen, I'm really not feeling well, like, and your dad coming up with a freaking cutting board?
Yeah, I don't know.
Could you imagine my mom? My mom sitting there with a freaking migraine and my dad being like, oh, here, honey, like, you need to chop some vegetables. So
Some vegetables.
my mom would throw my dad's ass out the window.
So,
she'd be like, absolutely not.
The second comment from Trish says,
Come on, Trish.
Internet mom here. Sweetie, the red flag is waving. Yeah, please don't allow yourself to be treated like this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, so he posted this. It ended up, so he posted it in Am I the Devil?
Oh.
Let me see. He did cross post this. Let me see where his cross post ended up. Oh yeah, and Am I the Devil?
What? How is that different?
Let's go to the first comment for that. So the first one was from Relationship Advice.
Right.
This one,
and then he cross posted it to. What is the difference between Am I the Asshole or Am I the Devil? Because I feel like they have very similar, like, I can't say connotations, but like very similar.
Oh, so that's funny. Hold on. So the first one, okay, so he actually posted on Am I the Asshole, and then it got cross posted to Am I the Devil? But he posted his situation, like his side of the story to Am I the Asshole? Let me click on that and find the comments for that.
I'm intrigued what his side of the story is.
It was removed by Am I the Asshole? And everybody said you're the asshole. It's meals in bed, not meal prep in bed. Damn. You're the asshole. You're lucky she was too sick to use the knife. You're the asshole. I can't even put in the words how stupid of a person you are. Yeah. So then and then somebody also cross posted that to Am I the Devil? First person comment. This guy strikes me as unbelievably stupid. This person's good. Defend Geese. I Defend Geese is his name. And he said, tomorrow, am I the asshole for beating my boyfriend unconscious with a cutting board? It sounds kind of bad, but hear me out.
Honestly, he deserved it. He would have deserved it. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's just
it's
just way too funny.
Oh my god, I can't. I don't.
What the hell did I just read? Like everybody's so confused, and he was so confident enough that he posted it up on Am I the Asshole? And like I feel like that when people post it there,
they're looking for validation usually.
Yeah, usually they're looking to hear that they're not the asshole. And he honestly, I mean, I can't read his perspective, but
was his perspective posted in Am I the Devil or no?
It was cross posted, so like it just links to the original
just links,
post, but you can't read it. Yeah.
Well, damn.
So that was definitely a fun one.
Holy Jesus Christ.
It was so good. Yeah, I mean, I think that Reddit has summed that up for that woman. I hope that she. I mean, I guess you could talk it out, but man, I just think that if you're thinking that way from the start, then you know.
These, I can't say mine are like super funny. Mine are a little, I can't, like, they're not like super serious, but like,
Are yours like, whoa, that's wild? Like, I feel like yours have been like, seriously? Like, this actually happens in life?
yeah, that's because half the time I read it and I'm like, there's no freaking way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah, I wonder if a lot of people make up stories for, like, am I the asshole and stuff.
I mean, either way, it's entertaining. Whether
It's
real or
definitely
fake.
entertaining, yeah. I really hope they're real.
I hope for the sake of the people involved that they aren't.
Okay.
Like, I hope for that woman's sake that that was made up.
It's not. It's not, though.
All right. Are you ready for this one?
Yep.
Last night, I went to my mother-in-law's and had dinner with her, her husband, and my husband, and our 3 little boys. After dinner, I got hella overwhelmed because our toddler kept jumping off the stairs and I was trying so hard to block the area, but I had to pee. So I asked my husband to please stop talking to his dad and come watch him while I went to pee. His dad pops in and says, it's your obligation to watch them. If you can't handle your job, then maybe you should have reconsidered a third. I said, excuse me, am I not allowed to pee while their father watches them for 2 minutes? He said, you are more than capable of taking him to the bathroom with you. I said, no, we're not going to do this. I'm going to pee and their dad will watch the boys and then we're going to go because you're not going to talk to me like that. Mind you, neither my husband or mother-in-law said anything. Utter silence. Then my mother-in-law finally chimes in and says, it's not up to you. They can stay and you can go, but you won't disrespect me or my husband in our home.
Oh, my gosh.
I said, no, me and my children will leave and your precious son will stay. My husband finally decides to speak up and play neutral party, so I told him, you see the way they are treating me and always treat me and you still want to stay neutral? Fuck you and fuck you guys too. His mother-in-law gets up and raises her hand to try and hit me. At this point, our oldest walks in, sees her do this, and screams, no, you don't hit my mommy. And she puts her hand down and tells me to get the fuck out of her house. So I grab my kids.
This is the mom, the mother-in-law, who's trying to hit her?
Yeah, the mother-in-law was trying to hit the poster. So I grabbed my kids while she is demanding that I leave them at her house. I was furious and ready at any second to throw hands, but I still left with my kids and she was threatening to call the cops on me and it got really chaotic as I was walking to my car. I said nothing else to her because I didn't want my kids involved in the drama or to be traumatized by me. My husband stayed there another hour more and told me he chewed them out and told them they will not see me or the kids again if they can't treat me with respect. Why couldn't he do that in front of me? Who the fuck knows? Maybe I was disrespectful, but you don't fucking talk to me like I'm a subhuman. Sorry.
One, it's not disrespectful. I could.
Oh,
yeah,
her being disrespectful.
She's not being disrespectful. She reminds me of my mom. Like, my mom wouldn't take crap from somebody like that.
Your mom doesn't take crap.
Yeah, so, like, if somebody said that to my mom, I know that she would whip around and be like, what did you just say to me?
Yeah.
And yeah, she would just be like, you don't talk to me that way. Like, that's totally my mom.
But, like, the audacity to say anything
I think that the husband was just not right in this whole situation.
No,
like, he should have stopped it before it escalated this far.
He literally should have, when she was like, hey, can you watch him while I go pee? He should have been like, hold on, Dad. Sure thing, dear. Go relieve yourself. I will take these 30 seconds and watch our young spawn. Make sure he doesn't kill himself on the stairs.
Yeah, also the fact that she says that he chewed him out when they left, I don't believe it.
I don't either.
I don't believe it. He was probably like, wow, Mom and Dad, you really put me in a crappy spot.
Yeah, like, wow,
Thanks
I can't
for
believe
that.
you did that. Mom, can I have another bowl of ice cream?
Thanks for that.
Yeah, no, there's no freaking way. If you're not going to say anything while she's there, I can't imagine you chewing them out.
I think the kids are
after
already probably traumatized after that. I mean, that screaming match.
Yeah.
Especially if the kid was aware enough to yell, "Don't hit my mom."
Yeah.
That kid's already seen some things now and probably should
see a therapist. Yeah, absolutely not. So that's the stuff like I read that and I'm like, that blows my mind. Number one, that anyone have the audacity to say something like that. Oh, if you couldn't handle your job, like, you should have rethought having a third. Like, excuse you. Excuse you.
I just can't believe there's people that talk like this
It blows my
in
mind.
society. But
I cannot fathom it.
oh my gosh,
Cannot fathom it.
and like, you know, as like putting myself in the place of the husband, if this were my family, and like, you know, my family is much different than this, but if my dad just like snapped like that, it would take me probably like 30 seconds to a minute to even realize,
To,
like
register.
to process, yeah, like that this is happening. Like,
And that's totally.
so I could see, like, you know, he should have said something after like a few minutes, but I could see that like it just catches him so off guard that he's like speechless. But like, you know, it sounds like this argument went on for quite
For
a
a
bit.
bit.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what blows my mind. Like, now, and I, like, we are very lucky because I cannot picture your parents or my parents saying something like that. Like, I can't imagine them being like, this was your responsibility. You need to figure this out. Like, we're very lucky because I can't picture either of our families doing that. But the fact that there is someone out there who did, mind blowing.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Do you want to try and find another one, or you want me to?
I can if you want.
Well, I was gonna say
I don't
'cause
have like, unfortunately.
I have two more. The one's kind of like the one again. It's just like absurd.
Oh yeah, I read this one. I think on the way home from the train as well. Oh man, it's so long though. I don't know if I want to do it.
All right, you want me to read the last one I have?
Yeah, go for it.
My fiance, 28 female, and I, 31 male, have been dating for years. Have been dating for number 4 years.
Okay.
I've mentioned that I want a prenup, and she agreed to it without stating any terms of her own. I make a lot, over $200,000 as a lawyer, and she makes about $110K as an engineer. But recently, when I brought it up, she told me that she would sign it, but until it was But recently, when I brought it up, she told me she would sign it, but until it was lifted, she would not have kids with me. I'm shocked because she and I both want kids, but according to her, signing a prenup with me and then having my children just means I get all the benefits with none of the downsides. According to her, her career will be delayed because she wants to take at least 6 months off after birth and have more housework that won't be compensated. Her work will give her unpaid. But I've seen women go back to work immediately after birth and they are fine. I told her she should have told me about her thoughts before when I brought up the prenup, but she says we weren't engaged, so there's no reason to bring it up until now. She said I can agree to it and she'll sign the prenup with a cancellation date, which is when we can start for children, or we don't sign. I told her I don't agree, and she said she will be sad, but she will walk away because she wants kids, but not with a man who wouldn't provide for his family and expects his wife to do so. But while we are married, she has access to my money. It's just not if we are divorced. I think she's playing games, but it's in 3 months, and she refuses to plan the wedding or send out invites. Is it unreasonable that I ask for a prenup?
I don't think it's unreasonable for anybody to ask for a prenup because there's a reason a prenup exists, right?
Yeah.
Like if both people are willing to have a prenup, then it is, the world is your oyster. You can do it.
Well, and that's what...
I think that his views on women just jumping right back into work after
I see
birthing
people do
a
it.
child out of their body. I think that
growing a whole another human being.
Yeah, I find that interesting. You know, I guess he brings up that, she'll have access to my money. It's just if we get divorced. But like the fact that you're already questioning whether you're going to get divorced.
Yeah, I don't know why it would be such an issue. Like, I don't know. I think prenups make sense if you're worried about marrying like a gold digger or something. Or like you don't want to split assets afterwards because one's super wealthy and one's not.
I think that's why. I mean, it's,
but like
celebrities and stuff, like they just all have to do prenups and stuff like that because
But like if she makes good money as an engineer, and yeah, he makes more as a lawyer, but like
he puts his possessions over the idea of being married and having a family with her.
and that just I don't that like blows my mind. And so like I understand prenups don't real I can't say they don't matter, but like if you don't get divorced, it doesn't matter. Right? Or am I like completely not
No, if you
up to date in
prenups are
prenup?
only for
If
when
you
you
get
split
divorced,
up. Yeah.
right? So it's like I don't understand why she won't sign the prenup if like she won't have kids if she has to sign the prenup with him. And I just don't understand the correlation, you know what I mean? Like cuz it's not saying
If I would have asked you to get a prenup when we got married, would you have said yes?
yeah. Cuz like I mean, obviously now it doesn't matter, but like thinking back it's like I don't
But you wouldn't have found that weird at all?
I would have found it strange. I probably would have asked why do we need a prenup?
Yeah.
But like again, it's like it would have thrown me off, but then you also have to think like okay, prenups are
I'm trying to think of why would she be scared of a prenup? So one, like I think the idea of bringing up a prenup
like
makes
that's
you
always
question the marriage in
exactly.
general. But you know, let's take away that red flag. What else would be a worry? I could see that like, you know, if she wanted to take like more of a stay-at-home mom type of role, you know, she might be out of work for say 10 years or whatever, like she's raising a child up to like 10 years old, and then he's like, well, I want a divorce, and then now she's been out of work for 10 years and she has to try and get back in the workforce with a huge 10-year gap on your resume. Might be harder to get a job.
But it doesn't sound like she wants to take a full-on stay-at-home mom role. She just wants to take more time with her newborn.
Yeah, I'm
just
just trying to think of reasons. I can't.
I don't understand because it's not like so my thing is it's not like the prenup is saying if we have children and we split like they're not going to get anything from me either. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, you know, I guess there is that. I think as a guy, there's always that worry of, like, you know, you're going to meet some girl who, like, I don't know. Like, there's this, like, what is it? I guess kind of cliche story of, like, you know, the guy gets married and then, you know, wife goes out, cheats on him. They get divorced. She ends up with the house. Like, you have nothing. Like you're living in an apartment type of thing. You know, you hear it sometimes, and like I think, you know, maybe this guy has a house, you know, he has a decent amount of money. It's just to me, you're like, still questioning the marriage though.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like that's just putting that in place just really does not set a good foundation for your marriage. Now, that first story that I read where the guy's got like 5, this is like his 5th wife or whatever, then yeah, maybe sign a prenup because obviously he's not real.
Also, like, I don't know how it works. Say, like, you know, my family, like before we got married, say my family like won the lottery and like they made like a trust where like all of us were a part of it. I don't know what you have access to as somebody. Like, say we got married without a prenup, would you get some type of fortune from that family fortune? Because, like, I could see that being a reason for a prenup. Like, because you're not only protecting yourself, but you're protecting your family's assets. Like, you know,
right, and that's
if me and Barry and my parents were in a trust and we had $50 million in there or whatever, and then me and you got divorced, could you attack, you know, in quotes, I don't know. Like, can your lawyers go after that money that's technically shared between the three of us?
Probably. And so like
So
that,
in like that case, I could see, possibly getting a prenup to protect your family's assets.
and I could see that. I mean, think about it. Anyone who's like super wealthy marrying someone who's not super wealthy. Like, I can definitely see the whole thing. Like, I can see the validity in that. However, he doesn't say in this post that he is from a wealthy family or like he has family assets. He needs to protect it. Literally just sounds like I make twice as much as she does and I want her to sign a prenup.
I'm not trying to justify this guy at all. I'm just trying to see everybody's point of view. And right now, it just sounds like he's questioning the marriage. And, yeah, I guess like, I'm a little shocked that she was okay with signing a prenup too.
Well,
But
so
I guess
when originally
until a child is born, I guess.
well, she said that she was fine with signing a prenup before they were even engaged. She was like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Because they weren't engaged. So she could say, yeah, I'm going to dye my hair blue for our wedding, but we're not engaged, so it's not even going to matter.
Yeah.
Kind of like when we got engaged. Oh, do you want to have your wedding in Pennsylvania or Maryland? I don't know. It doesn't matter. We're not engaged.
Well,
I could say I want it in Hawaii.
That's when I pulled out the ring.
But you know what I mean? I could be like, oh, I want it in Disney World. It's not going to matter because we're not engaged.
Well, if you would have said that, I don't know if I would have been handing over the ring.
The ring would have gone right back in the pocket.
Right back in the pocket now.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, and so now that they're engaged and he's like, okay, prenup time. She's like, okay, if this is real, then like, I don't know. It would definitely make me question things.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Sounds sketchy, the whole deal.
It does.
But I liked this style of podcast episode that we just did. I think like getting some more stories together and doing another one would be fun. So I think we're gonna add that into the
mix.
into the rotation, just like the coffee talks. They'll come every once in a while. We'll get some relationship advice / am I the asshole / other Reddit posts that are fun to read, and we'll get those all churning and mixed in there.
I like those.
I have a thought. I had a thought that popped in my head though.
Oh no, Bubba, he's been.
When
thinking
people
again.
say that the divorce rate is like up to 50%, is that just a number of divorces? Like number of total marriages divided by divorces? Because it seems like, people are getting married and divorced 5 times, and they might be making the rest of the population look bad.
That is a good question. I am not sure. I don't know how they calculate the divorce rate.
Yeah, because like, what is the divorce rate of people that have only been married once?
0.
Well,
technically speaking.
No, because if we got divorced, right, like we would still have been married once, but we're at that point divorced. So I just want to know.
I thought you were talking like successful marriages. Like right now,
oh, yeah.
our divorce rate is 0.
That's good. Let's keep it that way.
I like that statistic.
But yeah, no, it's just like, to me, it's like, man, and like we know people too that have like parents that have been married and divorced like 3 times too. So it's like, does that count towards the divorce rate? Like does that count as 3 divorces towards the divorce rate?
I feel like it would have to, though. Right? Because we're not just looking at the one person's divorce.
I'm just wondering, so like out of, I just want like a yes, a divorce has occurred, or they've been in a relationship, or they've been married and it's successful. But like, I want to take out the duplicates. So like, if this guy
you want like a population.
If this guy got married 7 times, that should count as 1 divorce.
But what if his 7th one stuck?
Then it's
a successful marriage. So does he count both?
I don't know.
See,
statistics are weird.
I hate statistics.
I don't even want to get into that, but you can really shape statistics to say whatever you want.
Well, that's it. Like, you have to set out what you're looking to find. And like, do you want to have all, like, I feel like if you have one person that gets divorced 7 times, then do you have 7 other people that he divorced from that are all in successful marriages now.
Yeah. I don't know. But think like if you have one guy that has been
A serial divorcer.
yeah, and say he's on his 5th marriage or whatever, and then you have his wife that he got married to, has also been split up with like 5 times or whatever.
Well,
Like,
yeah, but
that's
so think about it right now. So one of my coworkers, she was married, got divorced, and she got remarried, but that's her husband's first marriage. It's now her second, but his first. Does that marriage itself?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a confusing topic. I just
Did you just Google it?
I Googled it in 2020 and 2021, and it says the divorce rate in the United States per 1,000 women is 14 divorces. I don't know if I believe that.
Does it say per men?
I'm going to have to click on the link now.
I'm sorry. I know I'm asking you to do a lot.
For some reason, this article seems to be all on women's divorce rates.
Well, what is the title of the article?
That's great.
Because it
just says divorce rate in U.S. and then they break it down by geographic locations too. Do you think they track it by just women?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. Arkansas's got the highest rate, and Mississippi. Where's PA fall on here? 40th.
Out of 50? So we're like...
It says 51. Why?
DC.
Oh, did they count DC?
Some places, like articles and everything count DC as its own individual, I can't say state or region, but its own like population.
Oh yeah, they put District of Columbia there.
Because it's not technically, like to make DC, they took land from Maryland and Virginia. So it's technically not either.
New Hampshire and New Jersey are the 2 lowest.
Really?
Yeah. Believe it or not. Dirty Jers.
I was going to say Jersey, really?
Yeah. Anyway. Well, if you like what we talked about today, if you find any funny Reddit post or
if you have any stories you would like us to give advice on.
Oof, yeah. Hopefully
preferably not your own, but like maybe like a family member or something, because I don't want to be like roasting you or chasing you out of the house with a cutting board, but listen.
Well, if you have any of those things, then you can send them over to diariesofaworkingcouple@gmail.com or in our Instagram DMs at diariesofaworkingcouple.
Yeah, that's us.
Yeah.
But yeah, send over anything you got. Otherwise,